smoking in the movie theater, free phone use in the movie theater, drinking at the movies, sleeping at the movies. Companies are coming up with crazy ideas to get people to come and see movies at their theaters. So today I'm going to break down all of these ideas and more and give you my thoughts on which ones actually make sense and which ones need to go away. But first, please like, subscribe, and share. Anything you can do will greatly help my growing channel. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that bell icon so you can see my videos as soon as they drop. Smoking in the movie theaters. People used to associate that with the movies back in, let's say, the 40s and 50s, but people wanted to come back. Now, they aren't necessarily meaning smoking cigarettes, let's be honest. If someone were to pull out a cigarette in a movie theater, everyone would start yelling at them. But they mean things more like vapes and marijuana. So let's break down vapes. I'd actually be okay with vapes having their own screen time. If you want to be in a theater with a bunch of other people using vapes, I'm perfectly okay with it. I really don't want you sitting in front of me at my screening because there's just going to be a big cloud of smoke, but I have no problems with it, and frankly the place probably won't reek too bad by the next day. So give them their own screen, maybe make it after 9 p.m., and I'm sure it'll be okay. Now for marijuana on the other hand, the problem is that the place is going to absolutely reek. Most states don't even allow it, but let's say you're in a state like I live in California, that would technically be legal with a certain amount of rules. If you were going to have your own movie theater dedicated to allow marijuana, I'd actually have no problem with it. That way everyone that walks in the door is over 18, there really shouldn't be too many issues. The issue is if you wanted to have marijuana to be allowed to be smoked in a normal movie theater, it's going to smell for everyone, they couldn't use that screen for anything else, and there would just be problems with the amount of kids running around. But if you had a dedicated movie theater, I actually think it would be okay. Drinking in the movies has been pretty standard now for the last 15 years. Some point after 2000s, places started serving beer and alcohol, and some places even have harder alcohol as well. I actually haven't run into too many issues with people drinking at the theaters. I thought there'd be people stumbling around drunk, but most of the time it's just people bringing in a single beer or a single mixed drink, and then they enjoy their film. I say as long as they're not disturbing the other people, there really is no issue with somebody having a drink, staying for an hour and a half, and driving home. Some theaters are actually proposing the idea of allowing people to play on their phones throughout the movie. And frankly, I actually don't see an issue with it, as long as you make it a screening where there's some sort of symbol when you buy a ticket that lets everyone know that phones are going to be allowed. I have no problem if somebody wants to be on their phone throughout the entire movie, as long as they're in their own dedicated screen. I don't want it at my showings, but if you want to do that for a different showing, go ahead. It's not like it leaves a smell or anything, and all the kids that are playing on their phones can be playing on their phones together while missing the movie together. Now here's one that people might disagree with me on. I absolutely hate food delivery in a movie. When I'm sitting and watching a movie and you have the staff walking through, showing you their food that they brought, you discussing with them if they brought you the right salad dressing or something, it absolutely ruins the experience that us and other people are having trying to watch the movie. I don't mind when theaters have full restaurants in the theater, but you need to walk it in yourself. And especially when you're wanting to order more food, those people have to scan the little thing on the chair, play on their phone, which is making it bright, and then a person comes walking in 15 minutes later. If you're going to have food at a theater, it needs to be got from the concession stand and walked in. You know, in Switzerland, there are actually some movie theaters where they have beds in the movie theater, basically for you and the person with you to relax and watch the movie as if you're doing it at home. And frankly, I say, that's great for Europe, but it would be absolutely disgusting here in the United States. I don't want to be assuming that the teenager that works at the movie theater washed the blankets well enough after the last guy that saw the screening before me. I don't want to know what the people did in the screening before me, and they don't want to know what was done in the screening before them. This works in a very high-end European country where they maybe have 1 or 2 showings a day and they do a full, deep clean. But the way that the movie industry works in the United States, that would be a massive failure and frankly very, very disgusting. Now, movie theaters are also coming up with other ideas in order to bring in money. They're hosting birthday parties, which frankly I have no problem with, as long as it's on a Saturday or Sunday really early in the morning. Let the kids come in, watch some sort of children's movie, play, make a mess, make noise, very similar honestly to the texting thing, and then clean it up for when a normal showing happens. There's not going to be any residual smell, and it brings in money for the movie theater. Gaming is another option. I've heard of people wanting to hook up video game systems and throw a party, very similar to the children's party, but they're playing on a massive projector. Of course, you're going to want to have a dedicated employee working at this party because you don't want general people that are walking in to touch your projector that costs millions of dollars. But other than that, who wouldn't want to play games against their friends on a giant screen as long as you pay a few $100s in order to do it? Another idea would be to have live sports. Imagine hosting a Super Bowl party at the movie theater. Plus, it's going to bring in $500, $1,000 for the movie theater, and all those people are going to buy snacks while watching the Super Bowl. Just an example, you could also do UFC, etc., etc. Bring people in and have them buy concessions, because to be honest, that's how movie theaters actually make their money. And then finally, there's the idea that already exists where they have those operas and plays that go on a Wednesday in the middle of August. Probably something that you've seen ads before, but you've never actually met anyone that's gone to. It's a way for the movie theater to make money when very little else is showing. So these are the kind of ideas that the movie theaters are trying to push in order to bring in money. Because between big Marvel movies, Avatar movies, between these huge movies that bring in hundreds of millions of dollars, you have a really dying movie theater industry. So anything they can do to keep things alive until things get better should be welcome. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and check out those other videos on screen now.